going to be harassing you every step of the way. You're going to pay the donk tax, you're going to get damaged, you're going to get chipped down. It's going to be uncomfortable the whole way. If they get bogged down in this T side in the first half, quick map.
I love it. The head bobbing. We're like, not worried at all. Not a care in the world. Well, we'll see if that translates onto the server. NAVI versus Spirit for a spot in the Royal Arena with Harry and Hugo. What a treat.
Yeah, NAVI, of course, the first team that Spirit took down from those top dogs on their run to win out back in Katowice. And now the last line of defense to stop Spirit from steamrolling through 3-0 into the playoffs.
Where so many favorites have fallen, you know, losing maps, losing series, losing BO3s. It's getting scary right now here in Copenhagen, Harry, but Spirit seem undisturbed, unperturbed by the pressure in front of them. We're into a pistol round on Navi's pick, and they start quick with Bit taking donk outside.
Yeah, want the man to find early. Shiro backing up in through hell is going to get pressured here. Alexi making the move to try and clothesline this player up in the heavens. Shiro tapping out with the USP. Good for that first kill, but is he ready for Alexi up close? He's even got Chopper in with him. And this double stack up in the heavens, surely Alexi isn't going to find success here, but they're actually leaving.
It's quite a gamble. I mean, they're reading it, right? The bomb is going low, but it can always come up the vent if Alexi clears his entire top site. It looks like he will right now. The crunch and lobby right now, they're not even heading for B. It's just Ontix. As JL deals with the aggression, the flank comes in. Navi pull that bomb back to take this top site. And I mean, even though Spirit are in great position, Shiro have it, or Alexi B rather, having heaven is the kicker.
Yeah, this might be Navi off to a good start here. Donk and Magic's both out of the round already. Chopper's called for a group back in the lobby. They're going to move in and join their captain. Chopper and his Colt try to come through the lobby. A wonderful waits with bated breath, and he's got support from JL available straight away. Crossfire between Bit, even in at that CT vent, dead right away. JL will respond. And this player up on top of the hut makes quick work of Spirit. JL even going to chase down the final kill, and he'll lock it in.
Fantastic work for JL. He's been the go-to safe pair of hands here for NAVI for some time, it feels, as, you know, the hype was on Ema joining this roster, right? We all knew why. We all saw his performance at Paris, you know, a couple of kills shy from being an MVP in a losing final, but still, he's yet to reach those heights again. I think he'll have to if they were ever going to win this matchup, right? In that last time we saw NAVI play Spirit, the game at Katowice that you mentioned, Ema didn't even get 30 kills in the BO3. Neither did Bit, neither did Alexi. We need Ema more than ever in this game. But right now, JL is the guy to look to perform at the highest level for NAVI, and they're going to need him as well. So a big 4K coming through. A drink spillage in the pistol is never ideal, but it hasn't set Donk off despite getting one-tapped outside. This is such an exciting game. The fact that NAVI are confident enough to dodge Anubis completely, the one map that they've beat Spirit on, and yeah, sure, go for a nuke pick, that there's good logic behind it, but it's not even the skip of Anubis. It's the fact that they would rather play Mirage to close, something that many teams feel like maybe they have the answer to, happy to play Spirit on. So Imperial do it at BO1, and man, no one has quite figured that out just yet. I hope we get all three. NAVI got to take Nuke if that's going to be a factor.
I think Alexi's always someone that you're going to get more mileage from in a rematch such as this. You know that he probably he felt a bit kicked in the teeth at the end of that series back in Katowice. I even actually remember there he was having some pretty stern words with the team after that game about how he felt they played. I don't think I was supposed to hear it, but I did. And so I think this has been a long time in the works. Alexi trying to carve out his revenge, a talent that he really does have.
Yeah, this would, you know, remember what's on the line here, a major playoff spot. The first CS2 major and 3-0 to run there. Haven't seen Alexi be in a major playoff since 2019. Never with an international squad. It was Ents all the way to the final, but not in G2, not in NIP, not yet in NAVI, but they feel destined to get there, whether it's through Spirit today or in a follow-up matchup. NAVI's form has been very strong. They showed it against G2. They're showing their confidence in the veto. And this is a Na'Vi to get behind right now. But still with, I think we can safely say, the best team in the world right up against them.
Yeah, I mean, you touched upon it already. It feels like a lot of the other top dogs getting upset, having games go against them. Spirit, no such luck, and that's throughout the entire year at these LAN events, man.
Yeah.
They've lost that one game to Maus, and that's been the extent of it for Spirit on LAN.
Yeah, we're not counting blast groups, right? Obviously, no full roster for this team, and without the two heavy hitters, so for sure. One LAN lost match this year. Na'Vi have got 3, so they're no slouches either, I'll say that much. And one of those games, even 2 Spirit. So here we go.
This is the round we were waiting for, right? The rifles now coming through for Spirit, and Na'Vi running it back in a bit of a bonus. Fast util out towards that A site, but instead it's Bit making the opening move over the top of main. He's going to drop in behind enemy lines, and Shiro ready and waiting for it. JL with a smoke walk while his teammates are getting dealt with in the outer yard. Chopper will finish off Alexi B eventually, and so the rifles come out for Spirit. There is success right away. One man left to get past, and JL never even gets a chance, man. Spammed out behind the vent. And it's a flawless first round from Spirit.
Yeah, they're here. They are very much here. You know, I admire the pacey call right off a bonus round. You have SMGs go for quick main drop. But when Shiro and Donk are your outside players, I wish you luck. Easily done for Spirit. All 5 kills in under 30 seconds, and not a casualty to show for it either. Even with that double take from Chopper. It's fine. Na'Vi have still got AKs in this round, a couple of them. Gonna go for some smokes outside. Set up on the roof in the lobby. It's more of a fast outside right now. No commitment. Well, we have a break for Spirit. It might not matter because Na'Vi are looking good to go on a top hit almost instantly.
Matches and spam does good damage. Gonna get out of there with the reload coming through.
Hello.
Able to battle through the fire and the flames. Chopper helps him out. I'll trade this one favorably. Those pistols fed to Team Spirit. Sacrifices that might be in vain here for Na'Vi. As Spirit loop more bodies into the picture, into the site. They're ready to shut Na'Vi out of any sort of late A play. Wonderful. Still hoping he's given this fight through main. But Shiro playing it back there. Little wiggle and jiggle is wonderful. Goes into him. And that leaves it all on Bit. He's got time to play with, but that's the only thing.
What a homing missile play for Donkey. Here's a player's CT vent. He runs from main, just in front of the door, and hunts that kill down. Just unrelenting. And you've got to give it to Chopper. Good head on his shoulders. He didn't insta-molly Hut. He actually holds it for a few seconds. And Na'Vi throw the outside smokes. They throw one bit of util into A. Then Chopper drops the molly. That ruins the whole round for Na'Vi. Their split timing is cut in 2. Alexi gets outdoor with a bomb. No one makes it out Hut. Na'Vi can't trade those kills back site. So just Chopper holding onto that Molotov for 10 extra seconds and not using it for an A rush, calling Na'Vi's bluff. Doesn't fall into the predictable pattern, even though it's only the second gun round. Nice. So, already a statement made for Spirit with back-to-back rounds and a clean one at that. Donk's loving it. Manny, you screens Chopper previously. Obviously, this would be his 3rd major playoff appearance with 3 different Spirit squads now. Dexter, wonderful, and now Shiro. He's had his fair share of AWPers. And remember, this is his 8th major attendance, right? He's falling into the category of like legendary CIS in-game leaders at this point. He has been to 4 with Vega, and this was now his 4th with Spirit as well, so got quite the repertoire to show as Chopper.
Yeah, and his strongest team yet as well.
No
I think
doubt.
even the change to CS2 feels like it's bought a bit more out of his individual form. He's defo looked really good individually. He's always been a fragging IGL.
Yeah.
But you feel he has great impact in these rounds. This one is just a lowly kind of eco round for Na'Vi. They've got that one saved gun on Bit. But clutching at straws to find anything here. Looking like they want to group and go for the ramp pick. Zontix over here hasn't really had to be involved in these first few rounds.
JL is playing full decoy right now. Not only does he have a Zeus, he literally doesn't have a Glock. He doesn't even have a pistol. So if that Zeus doesn't connect, he's knife out for 30 seconds.
He's going back for, for a Glock.
For a Glock. Well, I wish him luck. Maybe he can hold this lobby push as the rest of NAVI hit ramp.
Yeah, I mean, it's too quiet everywhere else. They've got a funny feeling about ramp. NAVI haven't tested it yet, and so having them run into this on the low buy feels obvious to Spirit. Shiro keeps them in check. And NAVI are all wounded. Even that AK brought down low in the skirmish for ramp control.
Faked out. They make footstep speed, but they're coming back up. Shiro is still here. He's got to be very cautious right now. They've grabbed a gun. Shiro just gets out. JL still holding hub, but nothing has come his way. Except the rest of NAVI.
A bit wishful thinking there for JL. The ranges really open up when he leaves the hut. And with so little time left, this one is a done deal. Spirit able to get out with another money-making round, right? 4 alive.
Chopper drops his molly door with 10 seconds left. Like, that's crazy. He's still got it at 10 seconds.
There's no doubt in his read of the game. I mean, all the kind of rotates there in the mid-round of that one were perfect for Team Spirit. They were double at ramp. By the time that A hit comes in, as you say, the molly's coming out. They've also full rotated players back over towards A. Chopper has very much got the reads right now.
Yeah, looking like a rock-solid defense right now for Spirit, and NAVI come in with another gun round. Yet to feel the AWP on this T side, yet to get comfortable in the gun rounds. Bit v Zontix, Bit looking like he wants to go through with a smoke instant at ramp. Zontix falls back to a safer position, in fact going all the way back to outside, meaning Shiro's got to take up Hell. But right now, they just leave the gap. They just say, sure, we'll call you bluff. We don't think you're going to run through the ramp smoke. There is going to be timing available now, and NAVI look to take it. Yeah, you just presume noise will be made in this position. A flash, a molly, something. Shiro, eyes on the prize.
There is that flash. Shiro at least gets the info they're out at ramp, but he doesn't fall in the process. How does Spirit adjust to this hole? They're going to bring an extra player down to lower. Chopper joining Zontix here. Out in the yard, Donk down at the hands of Ema. And so an early advantage for NAVI. One that they need to press home. They need to find success here. Not being in a position as good as this for a long while now.
It feels like they want this upper hit. It's already what NAVI have been doing a lot, and they've gauged the reaction. They've used that ramp pressure to kill Donk outside, and now they're going back for this hit in the lobby. Alexi's late lurking. The question is, how long does Shiro hold this position? The gamble back down B. Shiro kills that lurk, and now NAVI just have to run through.
Pressure's on for Magix, but Shiro is moving in just at the perfect moment. Gonna get himself set up in heaven. 2 players in the site to deal with. Magix doing it all single-handedly. They never even knew about Shiro here. He'll come as a nasty surprise. JL is suspicious. Trying to look for him, but time is of the essence. Time is the problem. And Shiro waits patiently. That patience rewarded with a lockout on the top site. NAVI try going back to that time and time again. 5v4 in this round. But they'll get locked out.
He gives absolutely nothing away. The goal to just hide backside and bait Magix, who somehow gets a double kill out of nowhere, and Shiro leaves it to the final second. Keep in mind, you know, Shiro's experience on Cloud9, even back in, you know, the Cloud9 Gambit days, they never played this map. So, you know, it's all relatively recent. Sure, he's going to be pugging it and pracking it, but, you know, playing it at the top level, that's a fairly recent thing for Shiro. And no surprise he looks comfortable. We always say CT AWPing on Nuke is an AWPer's paradise, and with the way that Chopper uses his pieces, with how mobile Spirit are already proving to be, I have no surprise Shiro's going to be comfortable, but his level of experience at the top level versus the NAVI players is not going to be the same on this map. Donk has done this play a couple of times, but he is even patient now on the stairs. Considering event drop, there was an early door smoke, so Spirit don't necessarily have all the info here. A bit of paranoia in their minds. Donk checking over his shoulder, but nothing to worry about. NAVI are skirting this outside cross right now, and Chopper will be able to get that info from main, thus activating Donk.
And we haven't had that kind of demon form Donk round out of him yet. It's been pretty subdued out in the yard, but this could be his moment. His contact's taken outside. He's going to swing out and deal with Alexi. Donk gets that ball rolling, but doesn't elect to keep refighting here. Ooh, will swing back up the second time around, and that's when JL gets the better of him.
It's all on this fight here. An open runway, but tarmac closed now as JL is left in a 1v3, and there's 2 upper. 10 seconds, he's got to go for it, give it his all. There's a gap, Magix is looking at door, Shiro just sneaking in for the cover, and with a kill, it's easily avoided for Spirit. 5 rounds on CT side. NAVI took a pistol, converted it, and have yet to make a dent.
Yeah, the alarm bells are certainly sounding for NAVI right about now. They're desperate for a way back in, but here's the thing, you know, this one isn't even some like Zontic show that we're used to getting, right? This has been, if anything, a great game put forward from Magix and Chopper over towards the top site. Shiro on that rotation of the AWP feels like he's always in the right place. And so even in these rounds where you're getting Donk, you're kind of dealing with him out in the yard. It's not giving you the freedom that you think it will if you're Na'Vi.
Yeah, you can tell that Na'Vi have done their work coming into this game. This is their map pick. They know they will start T side, and we've seen a couple of cool ideas. Some attempts at delayed A execute, some trickery outside, Alexi's ramp lurk. They've had ramp a couple of times. They've never dropped B with it. So there's some ideas here for Na'Vi, but right now nothing is sticking. Nothing is landing. So Spirit forced them to take a tactical timeout, chatted over. Shiro looking very vocal as well. Was always a factor on previous teams. Let's see what Na'Vi have got for the solution here in round number 8. Delayed yard take. Emo, we said he would be a requirement in this game. Well, he had to say his name, moving outside on his own. Main split. They're loving this top site.
And he was going to try and get in through main with this exec coming out through Hutton door. Chopper full blind, good flashes, good util, wonderful. Tease Na'Vi up for a round here. 5v3, and they've had 5v4s get away from them where they've kind of had to slow down and try to skirmish for the map control, but this one, they're already in A, they've got that bomb planted, and Spirit are just too far removed. They lose these players up in heaven, and that should be the end of the round. Donk doesn't make a dent as Bit finds him out in the yard. Shiro waiting down in the vent, and Zontic's up in the heavens, but hanging around like... They might try this, but they shouldn't. There's no way.
There's no way Na'Vi will fall for this. When you're trying to get your first round, you will sacrifice a player if you have to make sure, he goes for the shot. So that's just going to keep Alexi there, but it won't make any difference. Na'Vi get it done, and they deny the save as well on 1. Alexi falls just to ensure that no one sticks that bomb. It can happen on this map. I like that call for Na'Vi.
That's a feel-good moment for Na'Vi, right? They've been trying these topside hits time and time again. That's what most of these rifle rounds have been, but that one finally sticks the landing. They get the openers they were looking for. Some good supportive util out of Wonderful.
Yeah. Chopper looks a little silly, but what he's doing there is he's trying to smoke that backside molly to make it look like a player is backside, but he doesn't, because he's blind, doesn't realize how far forward he is. And the same for Na'Vi, they just run out that hut. So Spirit also dumped all their util instantly in A because Na'Vi called a pause. So they were considering maybe there's a pace change here. We don't want to get rushed. Let's use double molly on A. And so as soon as Na'Vi hear that, they know late A is a very viable call. And they throw their outside smokes early as well. It's all been trickery so far for Na'Vi. Taking ramp, going back to A, doing outside smokes, going into A. The results differing, but finally they break through.
Yeah, if you're Alexi, you're hoping this is where the turning point can kind of be. You want Spirit doubting Chopper's calls on these rotates. You kind of want them second-guessing every move they're making, and that feels, as you say, with all this fakery, that feels like the aim of the game here. That one just a nice piece in towards A, something that they've ran at the culmination of all of these rounds so far. And so now maybe they switch it up a little bit as the outside util comes in. As mentioned, Donk's been getting pressured here constantly. Really struggled to kind of get the ball rolling in this game as Donk So NAVI want to send a bit of a message here as they creep up outside. Ooh. Now Shiro, this is the adjustment. That AWP often found roaming over towards the heavens and ramp, this time teed up down towards Secret early.
NAVI keep re-smoking their smoke walls, right? They've just done another one on the fly. 4 smokes used to cross outside, none remaining. They're going to get down Secret, but this is an AWPer's dream here. Shiro getting plenty of fallback options, plenty of targets. He won't hit that first shot, and he goes all the way back.
Getting closer now, set up in the vent. That's a collateral, wonderful on the other side of it. Shiro trying to deliver around to Spirit. Down in the vents, it will get contained. NAVI put a stop to Shiro and Donk on that rotate. But they have to slow it down now. They're worlds apart. JL waiting in the vent for Bit to try and open up this top site. Tucked in at vent is Magix. Good angle for him to deal with the hot walkout, but Bit gets the better of him. And so NAVI have clawed their way back into this. Shiro's heroics down towards lower. That double you thought would have been enough for Team Spirit. But now that might not be the case. Chopper slowly ascends up into the heavens, only to go tumbling out of them. Steps made. That draws JL's attention away. Zontix is terrified about coming up the vent, but Chopper has alleviated a lot of that pressure now. It's just JL catching the first man, but Chopper will deliver.
The way they both bait for each other there, right? Like Chopper stepping so his teammate can get a spot on the vent, then his teammate comes up, shoots and door. Like they're just trying to draw the NAVI players to look in the wrong place. Sure, very ugly fight from Bit. That did not look pretty, swinging heaven. Like you've got to eventually take that engagement, but very messy spray. And Chopper capitalizes extremely well. The captain with a clutch and Spirit respond. It does feel like sometimes, no, I won't go that far. Like the fact that Donk throws himself into these fights is kind of crazy when all eyes are on NAVI. I feel like sometimes I want him to bait a little bit more. But, you know, they trade 3 for 2 in B. It's a good trade. It's just Magix has been predictably in the same position for the majority of these rounds at CT Vent. But there are only a couple of spots you can really play when so much is open on the map. Backside, CT Vent, maybe tuck Tetris, hope for the best, but that can be uncomfortable. So some good reads from NAVI, but still the X factor, the firepower, the clutches, Spirit.
Yeah, and a game that's still building up for them, right? Like for Shiro, he's been paramount to the success of this CT side. Feels like he's always in the right spot. This round starts over towards ramp.
It is cool that Shiro's starting somewhere different almost every round of this game. You know, he's playing very good CT side on the AWP. Donk dead. Bit's done that a couple of times. Main roof finds that instant kill. There's a response. Zontix get a back garage. They'll slide into main. Chopper doesn't hear it, but he still takes the kill. Are they ready for a second?
Oh, Magic's up on top of the rafters. JL trying to carve a path, and he will do so with that double opener there. Zontix finally a chance to get involved here. Cleanly done from out in the yard. It leaves it all on Wonderful.
Great decision as well. Reset round the world. The last place you expect. And that molly hits the ladder. It goes nowhere. Dropping B is the best reset in this round, but he's been spotted, and he doesn't know that Zontix is almost back in T-spawn by now. Wonderful, make that call. Any hesitation, he's dead.
Counter-terrorists win. Man, here's the thing that's hurting for NAVI. They feel like, you know, they've really done a good job of nullifying Donk's impact here, right?
Yeah.
He's really struggling outside, and NAVI consistently getting the better of him. But, you know, you prep for Donk, you plan to deal with him. Then you got to worry about the rest of Spirit, and that's still a beast in its own right, man. All the individuals looking lights out right now for the Spirit squad.
Yeah, Bit's shooting though, JL shooting. Like, JL's 15 and 7 for crying out loud.
It's just, you know, Ema and Wonderful haven't really got going in this game yet.
Wonderful's first AWP, if I'm correct, on this T side. It's not like money's been there for NAVI. And so let's see how he utilizes this inside of the lobby. Heavy upper for once. I say for once, but, you know, Spirit expecting again something to end on this top side. That's where every round is finished for NAVI in this game, one way or another. Whether or not Spirit already have this cross again, Ema gonna start lurking instead, and it will be a ramp hit. Shiro's here at the right time.
Yeah, as is often the case. Always ready to go is this Shiro AWP. Even hangs around for another fight. It's a little ugly out of Zontic, sure. It's going to give away this ramp room, but Spirit know where Na'Vi can go from this. They know what they can do, and if you look at Chopper, the move he's making, he's even playing up close to the ramp right now. We'll start to creep back down as it all goes quiet in the ramp room.
Donk is actually trying to play a late round here, and this is really nice because Ema is still lurking red outside. Keep your eyes on that for later in the round, where Ema will end up. If he's just here to cut rotations, they might feel safe enough to drop vent anyway.
Well, that first AWP for Wonderful immediately gets dropped over to Captain Alexi as he's low on health, and so Wonderful's relegated to the AK. Chopper playing the long game here. Ready to swing out. He'll deny that plant for the time being. Very little time left as Wonderful tries to plug in those numbers. Here's Ema getting activated out in the yard, catching a second player who doesn't make it down the vent, and now it's all eyes on Donk. Hasn't had to do much in the game so far, but this 1v3 could be the start of Donk going demon mode. First kill found. Time ticking off of that bomb. He knows about Ema's rotate down the vent, but Ema is not looking to fight him, not looking to pressure him. Sometimes that's the way you got to do it. Doors swung open, missed shot for Donk. Util ringing out from the control room, and Donk's time in the round draws to a close. It's just JL left to beat, but he doesn't have to give him this fight. And so winning it to time is the protocol here for Na'Vi. Donk one shy of the 1-on-3.
And 1 health as the bomb explodes as well. Na'Vi just take it pacifist mode, and hey, whatever gets you over that finish line at this point. You see Donk in the clutch. Got to be a little bit scared. Give him a little bit of respect. And great luck for Ema as well. The fact that he gets 2 kills. Donk's fine loud dropping vent because, you know, that feels like it should put Ema off, but Magix goes straight for that fight. Ema's still ready for a second on top site. Really nice play for Ema. It was about time on this T-half that one of his outside rounds came to fruition. For the most part, it's only been Bit who's been able to find success in the yard for Na'Vi. So, okay, 4 rounds, not bad. 5 would be fantastic, all things considered.
I mean, Na'Vi have certainly come into this with a game plan and ideas as to how they want to approach it. And so these moments where the fruits of that pay off, they feel good. And now you kind of get ahead in terms of the money as well for Spirit. This is a pretty low econ round, so Na'Vi shoot for the stars of 5.
I'd love Spirit to play an aggressive outside round here. I feel like it's a perfect time in the game to do it. End of the half, you've got bad guns, you've got Donk on an AK. It would be such a nice call, but they're just going to send Donk homing missile.
Yeah, you're going to get an aggressive round, sure, but it's into the lobby, and Na'Vi might not be ready for this pace. Smoke in at the back, that's going to taper off the aggression. They fight Wonderful up on T-roof, and he comes out ahead.
Na'Vi are very lucky. This is the least lobby control they've started a round with. That was like organized for Spirit. They were insta-pushing ramp, smoking the T entrance, Donk rushing hut with his spawn. That could have gone very wrong if Na'Vi set up a default in the lobby. Does mean they have no control now. It's the only downside, but a 5v4 crossing secret. It's just got to worry about Chopper, rather, who's already there. Oh, sure is trapped.
Shadow seen, Ema not able to win that, and that might be the fight that lets Na'Vi down. They lose their point man down towards lower. That's now it all gets called into question. Donk's finally here to play. As he doubles up from main, it's all left onto JL, topping the charts for Na'Vi, sure, but goes no further as Spirit lock it down with lobby control. A fast play on the low econ round. And Spirit's response is swift. Na'Vi, they thought they were finally going to start, vying for control of the game in that final round of the half. And they get hit with a haymaker from Team Spirit.
Get frazzled in the lobby. And I mean, yeah, again, a couple of these rounds where it feels like, you know, if Na'Vi want to be winning rounds, they've just sometimes got to hit some of these fights, like Ema onto Chopper here. That was the make or break. That could have been 5v3 with the bomb starting to cross, but Donk just swings out with Shiro, and we see once again this 1-2 punch of Team Spirit evaporate Na'Vi outside. 8 rounds on the CT side of Nuke. It's a solid game for Spirit right now. Na'Vi come through with Julies on Ema. Dropped over by JL.
Dry P250 fight out in the yard. My kind of guy.
Yeah.
Donk runs it down. Wonderful. Tapped out straight away. And so Donk has been charging up throughout that first half. You got to see a couple of glimmers of it. One shy in the 1v3. Double up to close that last round. This time JL will silence him. Doing all he can to keep Na'Vi in this is JL.
Ooh.
Another kill from his pistol. Yard locked down for now.
For now. But they've lost all sight. Smoke is down. Alexi's trying to gain info, but he's just missed his timing. If Chopper can make noise B, they can late play Garage, Goosh, and second USP comes to help out, but Na'Vi might have to concede.
Oh, everyone who's tried to fight them dink down to 9 and 4 HP. And so Spirit feel teed up for the win here. Ema, 3 kills deep. Had that 1-2K on the lurk, but that's all he's ever had going for him. And he is now the make or break of this round for Na'Vi. Dead immediately down in the vents. And Alexi left shaking his head as this one unravels for Na'Vi.
Those fights are not favorable for Spirit. Like, those are fights that they shouldn't be winning, but they both dink Na'Vi players. It's all Alexi, no kit. Clutch up for the captain, 1v2. And he spots Magics, but the swing comes out and Chopper finishes off the job that his team started. Just those Garage to Hell fights, and Na'Vi get executed.
I mean, the system's just so good for Spirit. The way that they play off of each other in those sorts of rounds, it makes it really hard for Na'Vi to try and build back in. I mean, all of these fights that Na'Vi are kind of throwing out towards Hell are essentially these like 1v2 peaks out towards the yard, right? Spirit have always got that second player there, someone ready to play off the back of their teammate.
We might have a screamer in this one, Triple Zeus.
JL tried to make it work in the first half. Now he's on the better side to do it.
They're outdoor, the worst possible chance. It's actually the Deagle, not the Zeus that comes through. There's plenty more where that came from. Ema getting spammed through, mollied out. There's nowhere to go. Boxed in like a piece on this Tetris box. Shows the USP. The Zeus baiting them in, no connection, and a cleanup. Clinical for Team Spirit. I like that they tried, but Spirit avoid the hut. None of your funny games. Olympus has fallen.
Bomb has been planted. And so now we arrive at a really awkward moment for Na'Vi, right? Like, there's been moments in this game where they felt like, you know, if 1 or 2 rounds are just gonna...
not to
I can't believe he peaked that. That's crazy.
Of course it is.
But, man, you know, if 1 or 2 of these rounds have gone differently, if they found a little more success in some of those 5v4s they were able to squeak out in the first half, this could have been a better game for them. But now we hit this point where there's really like 1 rifle round left in this game, a chance for Na'Vi to try and stem the bleeding. If they fall short in this round right here, this one's as good as done, and it's not even close. You don't even make a dent.
If they had, if they could, if they won. But that's the thing about Spirit. You don't. No one has. How long till they do? 10-4 on Na'Vi's map pick. Indomitable from Team Spirit, and this rifle round, as you say, would absolutely make it so.
After, you know, the success they found back in Katowice, such a hot streak out of the gate for this team, such a huge win for a young squad to then pull up to the major and look like the team in best form to go and take the whole thing. It's a crazy world we're living in. Donk crossing through these smokes out in the yard. He can't flick back to Alexi in time. So that first kill goes the way of Na'Vi.
Oh, he's cooking.
Forced into the smoke, they nade it open. That's already in a must-win round for NAVI. They're left a man down. They need someone to step up and fill the boots. JL has been that man throughout the game. And so he'll reclaim that 3-on-3. Continues his aggression into the lobby, and JL lines up a blinder. Just Shiro, and he's not ready for that re-swing out of Wonderful. So JL puts NAVI on his back and gets a smile on Alexi's face as that must-win rifle round is salvaged by the NAVI squad.
As we said coming into the game, JL has been the best rifler for NAVI, and that's, you know, when you have Bit on this team, when you have Ema and the peak that we've seen from this guy, it's great to see from JL. We still need more from his squad. Look at that kill differential. 17 frags between JL and Ema.
Yeah, what, 22 kills on his whole team, 20 kills on JL.
He's a one-man army right now. Wonderful non-factor just as much against his ex-team. Team that he ran to major playoffs with, but Chopper takes an upgrade, a mighty upgrade. Nice shot.
I mean, this is the round where they've done their deal with the devil. They've put the AK in Donk's hands, and they're going to see if he can deliver something to Team Spirit here, but it's just the one and done. Wonderful taps him out in reply. That AK will get salvaged at least. Magix gets his paws on it. In the door, Zontic's walking into Ema, and Ema recognizes that.
Good catch. Lobby control taken back for NAVI. They have a lot of the map right now. They have a lot of info. Question is, where does Spirit want to end up? They don't have a smoke to cut off main. That makes this outside cross very precarious. They're just holding for kills. NAVI won't give them anything. 40 seconds. Establish your crossfires on top site. Bit's already down B. NAVI are in a fantastic position right now. Just wants that info. 20 seconds though, doesn't need to overcommit to this kill. Shiro feigning that he's dropping lower, but this will be back to main for the A split. Ema, all eyes on you.
Ready for this main component, but can't land the shot. That gives them a way in with 10 seconds left. This is down to the wire, and as Chopper runs through, JL gets that bomb away from him, and even goes hounding down Shiro out in the yard.
Great work. That molly is huge as well. You see, Shiro has so much faith in his team that he doesn't even tank it to run through. He just presumes that they're going to get outdoor and get the trade. If they do, he's wrapping heaven. He's winning the round right there, but Spirit not able to get JL off his high horse, and he rides on in with a 6th round for NAVI.
There's the head-to-head between Donk and JL. JL 100% success in opening duels, which is a wild statistic when you think about where NAVI are. And yeah, still really to get those front row seats to the Donk show. Instead, we've been looking more so at Shiro here.
And not to say NAVI haven't like shown us some cool team CS, but it's funny for Alexi to say like, oh, it's great that our success is coming from playing team CS and not from individual brilliance. Well, right now it is the opposite. You know, there were definitely nice rounds and nice ideas in that T side for NAVI, but like JL has...
Hey, it's still teamwork if 4 guys run in and then JL trades them all.
Yeah, that's true. He has really bailed them out. Ooh, triple boost? Is that what we're doing? Deagle up. Donk. Into heaven. I mean, wonderful. Spirit... Sorry, buddy, we might have bad news.
Spirit, no,
this is a Glock.
He only has a Glock, though.
He's just having fun.
Okay, just have to triple dink, and then you get the opener.
Pretty sure, like, this is a wallbang as well. Like, you see this with Orbs, because even where he's aiming there, you still have to wallbang. So this would literally do next to no damage, but, you know, he's just chatting it through. Spirit's having a nice time. Check out the view.
I mean, by taking this round slow, they're whittling through the util at least, right? That's what Spirit are telling themselves here.
Oh, JL, time to make those stats even better.
Here he is, big JL, the big hero of this. Just 2 kills as he will get overran. The Glocks find a kill, but they're not going to go any further. Ema, a much-needed confidence-boosting round there up against the pistols as he goes on to finish that with the hat-trick. 3 kills from the man. And you know, this is really, for NAVI, they just need like one extra player, one extra guy looking good around JL, and they can make this more competitive than it is. Timeout call for Spirit as nerves are starting to get to them here. They can feel this game closing up. See in the background, Blade was being very vocal on the other side. Both coaches just rattling through the notes, rattling through the game plan, trying to outwit and outsmart one another in this clash of titans to decide who goes through straight to the playoffs 3-0. And it felt like there wasn't really any hope for NAVI coming into this second half. With the pistol going the way of Spirit, with them converting on it as well, they were really one rifle round away from locking this game down in their favor. NAVI have battled back in with 3 in a row.
Yeah, and we saw how nicely Shiro looked on that CT side. Now Wonderful has a chance to dance on this game. 7-11, but he's finally got an AWP and going for a quick pick in main as well. Attempting that door opener, but mollied out. Smoke as well. Gonna pitch questions the way of NAVI. They even try and nade it to get that info, but it goes a little deep. Ema's now up and over. They should be assured that no one's made it down at this rate. It's just Spirit doing their due diligence. Wonderful dropping cautiously, but it is an A hit.
Oh, blowing open the smoke is Alexi. That kind of thwarts the game plan here for Spirit.
Comes back.
Monk instead tries to battle out in the yard, goes back for Alexi, and that revenge ends up paying the price for it. Chopper makes it across in a garage, sure, but Alexi's heard this. Ooh. He is suspicious about the garage walk. Ema feels like he's been letting NAVI down, and so if he can hold back this door play, if he can kind of keep them in check here, that would be massive. Responds with the first. It's ugly for Zontix. Can't take it any further. There's still more support. Lies in wait at the back of the site. JL trying to be this hero figure that NAVI can depend upon. A lot of damage done, but not the kill. Instead, it's going to fall to Bit, who's been spotted and now dealt with. Shiro down to the clutch, down to the 1v1, and it's Wonderful to beat. Moving back, tries to fake him out with the hot steps, but not today. Wonderful arrives in the server and pulls up with a big 1v2 for NAVI.
That is absolutely keeping them in this game.
Look at Blade looking on in the background, so approvingly of Wonderful there.
Hey, don't crack.
He knows how important that is. He knows how important that clutch is to keep NAVI competitive so that this isn't a wash. This isn't them getting run over.
Up the vent as well. That's not an easy move. Filling those big and not so simple shoes. Wonderful makes it work. 1v2, and NAVI have put Spirit on pistols. Going to be a ramp explosion bits here. Holding the line. How many before he gives it up? A lot of damage. The nade might take one as well as he drops into the safety. They're going to try and filter in together. Make sure the spacing is tight. Get this trade off. But Bit looking for a multi-kill. Ema's here for support.
Yeah, able to hold the line, able to withstand these pistols for now. They will chase down Bit eventually. But Ema's still knocking around back in the control room. Has supporting Alexi over towards the doors, so even getting this bomb across is a touchy subject for Team Spirit.
Oh, no.
That's a big kill. Ema kind of lets it go in that head-to-head, and now they chase down Alexi B. Chopper making magic happen. That bomb plant is now locked in for Spirit. Suddenly it's NAVI on the clock. Wonderful might have to step up again. He's got JL with him. These are the 2 players you want here for NAVI.
3-2-1, and in comes the swing. They don't even need to trade. Chopper takes it again. His 3rd kill from the captain.
Another clutch from Wonderful. That's what's needed here. A 1v3 as it begins. He's got 2 players left to find. Chopper in the sight, tucked up on the rafters. Missed timing for Wonderful. Looking the wrong way. He flicks back to him. And now just Donk is the one to beat. Bested Shiro in the 1v1 last time. Now toe-to-toe with the beast that is Donk. And Wonderful makes it happen. Back-to-back clutches for Wonderful. And he is the reason that NAVI are not letting this one get away from them right now.
Unbelievable. And over Donk, over Shiro in the 1v1. shutting him out. And that's after Chopper finds 3 kills on the entry, gets a gun, gets a plant, does everything. And for once, his merry men let him down. Oh, Spirit are going to be kicking themselves after that. Excellent work for Wonderful. 1 round behind. Sure, it's an eco. It's a bomb plot for Spirit. They've got everything they need. But it's about the momentum closing up. It's about NAVI believing that they can win this game. And right now, they are right there. Donk had enough. Chasing quick outside. Alexi. Swing through garage could be a step too far. Nades on the smoke fall a little too short. And Donk dead as Alexi tackles with him.
Even pulling out the second AWP over here at ramp.
Why not?
It's a pretty heavy purchase to be bringing in this late in the game, especially when the last few rounds have come down to clutches from Wonderful. So let's hope that that's worth it for NAVI and that this doesn't come back to bite them, because a missed shot from that orb.
Chopper.
Now they're closing in on Bit. Chopper's already down through Secret, and he's cooking up a very big backstab here. Bit just leaves the angle. Gonna try and take it back with the AWP, but Chopper runs him down. 1 man left, and Ema is silenced immediately. These lower takes for Team Spirit finding success to open up. And now they've got the double doors. This is the power position of this B-site post plant. The longer Chopper can keep them at bay here, the better. And NAVI are writing it off. That's what comes with the double orb purchase. That's what comes with the last 2 rounds coming down to clutches. The money is not there for NAVI. And so even though they've been hanging on, even though Wonderful and JL have kept them in this game, they can't justify going for this 3v4.
That's the kind of buy you go for when you feel like you're just not hitting and your rifling's not going too well and you want to just change it up. Oh, pick up the easy gun, get that 1 shot. But then Bit misses a couple of sitters on the AWP, and man, he's got to be in his head after that. Nothing worse than dying for nothing on the ramp side, and even worse than that, he had support down on B and Ema, but Chopper finds that perfect gap given over to him and somehow gets into control window. What a fantastic lurk for the captain. We call him a fragger, but he you know, fragging in-game leader. He's not just a fragger. He's got a great eye for the game, a great understanding. The fact that he's brought already 2 extremely young teams to major playoffs and looking for a 3rd as well with an entirely new roster. Like, there's something to be said for your understanding of Counter-Strike at that point. And Chopper, his 8th major appearance, his best team yet, and he has had his impact on this T side.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's always so impressive as well, because he'll be a big part of bringing up so many talents and so many names, and a lot of them, you know, their peaks are often around Chopper's leadership, man. It's very, very cool to see. And so that is a reassuring round for Spirit, because let's face it, these last few have been real kicks in the teeth. You were running away with this game. You thought it was done. You were what, 10-4 up? Then NAVI embark on that 5-round streak with 2 of them being clutches out of Wonderful. And Spirit can feel the game getting away from them, but now they're right back in it. They're right there. And they know this buy for NAVI is not going to be all that. It's going to have limitations.
And all of this while Donk is 12 and 15, you know? Chopper, Shiro topping the team. JL still standing way above his roster, but Wonderful has certainly been the most pivotal piece of this CT side. We have a heavy execute outside in this round. Spirit smoke everything off. 3 used and a Molotov to cut off the sightlines for Alexi and Bit, who's back garage. A change of position, and that has left ramp completely open. A gamble that NAVI want to make. Will they buckle at the fake on ramp? Util's getting thrown, but no one's moving in. That's Wonderful top site. And this is where Spirit wanted to end up. Little do they know, ramp is completely open. Alexi's moving back in, but Spirit want top.
Yeah, if anything, seeing the ult posted like that through the heart might change Spirit's mind. So that's why you see Alexi retaking the ramp room. Wonderful's not content with just 1. He knows this isn't a 1-kill game. This isn't one that's within those margins. He needs even more from this. And so him and Ema pushing into the lobby. They confirm that it's clear. They confirm that this util is just a fake. Chopper now spotted. They've got to deal with him while they've got him trapped in the lobby, because the rest of Spirit are down in B, where JL now resides. Puts up the first. Donk knocked out. Wonderful already here. Teleported down to lower and ready to go. Just Magic's left and he'll get silenced. It's all JL and Wonderful, and that's all Na'Vi need.
What a fantastic mid-round move for Wonderful to call his teammate to do it with him. You can see Chopper had no idea that was going through, even though he dodges the orb shot, pulling nades, not expecting to get rushed. Ima's there as well. Na'Vi, active, proactive, and what a speedy rotation, as you said. Right behind Spirit now, 10-4 to 11-10. Nuke for a reason, said Na'Vi. Got Spirit trying to put early pressure up her, but this feels like a sign of desperation for Donk.
He's just trying to get the ball rolling, but Wonderful locks him out of the round immediately. Magix does hit a good timing window on his push out through the hut. Spam won't connect, and Ema's still floating around in the T-vent, able to lock them out for now. Will get chased down by Magix, the front man, but in comes Bit from the heavens, looking to put this one in a bag. It's just Chopper left. Molly out, Util pulled. Alexi, it's the clash of the leaders now. Brains on brains, and Braun might not even play a part of it as Alexi catches Chopper, back turned, delivers a clutch of his own for Na'Vi, and that's the one that ties the game up.
Oh my goodness, to think Chopper had a chance to reset. He wants to take that head on. He feels like his smoke push is better than Alexi's, and swapping sides of the site for the Finn is all it takes. Back turned, and game evened out. Look at that round timeline at the top of your screen. Look at that CT side streak for Na'Vi with just a glimpse of hope for Spirit. It's starting to get suffocated out. Shiro T-side orb not had the chance to really do this. Not had the need, it's felt like. Spirit were right and ready to end this game, but Na'Vi with a fantastic late activation, and players behind JL who can hold solid.
And here's the situation that Na'Vi are in. They know that if they win this round, they break Team Spirit, but it does go both ways, right? Both squads' money is teetering on the edge. And so this is where you need an X factor. You need that final 10% to be injected into the round, and Donk is trying to deliver that right now, running it down through Secret. Shiro giving chase in with the bomb behind him. They are fast down towards lower. Na'Vi haven't even dropped a single player down yet.
This is perfect. They've definitely screwed some post plants up, but this doesn't feel like one of it. Oh, massive kill. Bit keeping things even. They don't know about Magix, and the back turn. Ema's gone from the lobby. It's all down to this B play now.
Day.
Chopper coming back up through main. They're hitting A.
Bombs up through the vent. Right now they're pressuring the one player they know about in the lobby, but JL's got to keep his wits about him. He should never double up there. Turns and deals with Donk. And then finishes the job on a Magix, but they're both low, they're both wounded. Bit and JL, the position's known for Spirit, and so they're going to take the lobby. They're going to confirm that this is not the path to retake, and in doing so, there's very few options left for Na'Vi. Spirit are aware of the heaven push, but will that make dealing with it any easier? Chopper, it's his time to clutch now. 1v2, Bit on the bomb. Chopper closing in. JL has hit every shot. He's got to hit this one, and he will. Na'Vi, map point locked in as they deny that clutch from Chopper.
Off the back of 30 kills, and you felt like Spirit had done everything they had to, even with that double in lobby for JL. Spirit take the info back. They clear lobby. They know Na'Vi must be coming. Heaven, and Shiro does not scope. He's paranoid. He thinks they're already back site, and they just sneak out of Heaven and drop into the site. Dear, oh dear. Disaster strikes for Team Spirit in a 4-on-2. And Na'Vi never gave up. This is it. Overtime, or Na'Vi stealing the first map to break the Spirit 3-0 run. Donk has looked mortal for one map, and Na'Vi have taken every advantage. I mean, it was their plan, their play in the first half. It was destroying him off main roof. They were ending top so much. Ema coming up from Secret, as Donk did so many times in that CT side. He sees nothing. The fake out for Spirit is known by Na'Vi. Not a single yard player. Ema will still have to dedicate here, but Bit can drop ramp at a moment's notice, and it feels like this is a game of the top site of Nuke. Spirit going back for more, and Wonderful could not be better positioned side by side with the top performer in the server, JL.
I mean, these are the three players you want for NAVI in at top. Sure, you know, JL on the MP9, but you can't even discount that. You got that crazy double to open up the 2v4 in the last round. JL might be the one to rob Spirit of this map.
Oh, and look at the move. They just know it's coming.
Ema up through the vent. There's two players posted on the door. This is not a safe zone for Spirit. They burn alive in the Molotov. Wonderful. Now scoped in. 20 seconds. This is a game of margins, a game of final second plays. As Spirit move in, they get the opening kills. Wonderful's got to have a last stand, and he is run down. It's bit or bust in the 1-on-3 as Spirit look to carry us through into overtime. And they rotate up through the vent. This is not what Bit wants. This is not what he needs. Spirit might have done enough to keep the dream of Nuke flowing. Bit with the backstab in through the lobby, and Chopper gets the better of him.
Wow.
A last second call from Spirit to hit the top site. They might lose players in the doors. They might go into the stack, but they prevail and they keep this one going into OT.
Absolutely huge entry kills from Magix on that top site. He's not really been a massive factor in this map, but that is a time to shine. 4 players on the top site for NAVI. The top performers all together, the AWP backside, JL hut roof, and they know it's coming. The fact that Ema even rotates vent shows they know it's coming, and it matters not. Magix breaks it open, and Spirit run it back. You cannot celebrate too soon when you're against a Spirit squad. We've got a game on our hands here, Harry.
We really do, and I love the immediate pause. It's like Spirit have been waiting all this time to get this in, a chance to try and compose themselves a little bit, because there was no doubt it was getting away from them quickly since getting onto the T side. And so keeping themselves alive is nice, but it's not the goal for Spirit. As far as they're concerned, no one has been a good test of this team. No one has pushed them to their limits outside of that one loss to Mouse. They've been flawless on LAN.
Yeah, Mouse are already 3-0. They've already gone straight through into the playoffs here. Spirit feel destined to join them, but NAVI putting that to the test right now. Okay, this has been a surprising lack of outside control on CT sides in this game. Ema's going to change that tune by pushing aggressively, something neither side has shown in this map. And he can just wait here all day. Donk.
You feel like for Spirit, they want more mileage out of Donk. They try to set him up in so many of these rounds, and it felt like Navi's whole goal was to bully him and get in his head.
He should clear this,
Donk's
but will
deal
he?
with the devil. Has it expired, or will he kick it up a notch now that we get into OT? Ema up close. Oh, weird sick turn out of Donk. And a head in your hands moment for Ema as he gives up the first kill of overtime out in the yard.
There's no way. Donk was already at 70 health. He was looking the wrong way. He wasn't even trying to clear that. He hits a flick shot. Wonderful. They don't know. Only a leg. They can bail. No need to commit for Spirit. The nade pushes them further back. They don't care. They want to come running and gunning, chasing down this orb. They see a second, but the bomb goes first.
This is big info, but that bomb getting away from them is a bit of a disaster here.
Oh, yeah. Too low players.
They would have loved to have reacted to this. They would have loved to have just up and left. That's huge info. You know where the bulk of NAVI are, but instead you're left running back in on a recovery mission for the bomb. Wonderful trying to control this, and with so little time left, they're throwing everything at Wonderful, but it's not enough to bring him down. He keeps offering up these kills. JL by his side, and they will lock Team Spirit out of ramp. It's only Donk. 10 seconds left in the round.
It's done.
10 seconds to make a difference, and Alexi can hear him on the rotate.
No.
Doesn't need to peek, doesn't need to fight. Donk doesn't have the time. And so NAVI, the first in OT, is theirs from a 4v5 position as well.
What a slippery fin from Alexi. He just hides in the site. Donk silent drops, taps the bomb. He could have won it. If he ran around the site, he could have won it. But he's sneaking, and Alexi gives him nothing. No engagement taken, no chance for Donk. What a roller coaster. Almost won. Spirit triple nade Wonderful. He still gets a couple kills out of it.
That's the second almost one clutch round for Dong.
Yeah, almost doesn't cut it, not in overtime. Despite that opening 5v3 for Spirit, they've been the one losing these rounds. 5v3s, 4v2s, they've dropped the ball a couple of times. Ema now, he takes an opener. Zon takes as much of a liability.
I mean, it's been the kind of ramp men struggling to get going on either side of the coin.
Fair. Oh, good nade combo. Donk holding for this swing though. It's a common spam. Wonderful's just picking them apart. Wings plucked outside.
And the resurgence that Wonderful's had needs to be studied. It's got to be looked at because this has been one hell of a return to form for him. He was really struggling in that first half. He was nowhere to be found. They put him out with the AWP on the second. They get him on that CT side AWP, and suddenly it's like the whole map has opened up for him. Alexi unchecked and unperturbed by the presence of Donk outside. It's only Magics in a crazy dominant round for Na'Vi. If they can win this 5 alive, that sends a clear message to Spirit. Pulling this game back was no fluke. It wasn't just a JL army. Sure, he kept them competitive in the game. He's the whole reason they lasted as long as they did, but now everyone's getting switched online.
Yeah.
And a flawless round from Na'Vi to take the second of overtime. Spirit, this game is getting away from them, and they know it.
Yeah, Wonderful had 7 kills when he brought out his first AWP on the CT side. He has made an astronomical rise. Remember those 2 back-to-back clutches. The Wonderful got the ball rolling for Na'Vi to pull a 10-4 back into an overtime game. They now lead by 2. Can they take a clean CT half here? That's the goal. Shiro was outstanding in the first half. His T-side AWP has had 0 value. JL's at 35 kills.
Yeah, he's been on 2 KD for a while. I really didn't think he could, keep that up. It's kind of a out-of-this-world performance, but he kept it in good standing, and Alexi even dodges capture outside.
How does he escape?
Now Wonderful posted to try and catch players crossing, and I mean, you know he can do this. Blows the smoke open. Look at how safe Spirit are having to play it with these smokes. They have to drop a second one in just to dodge Wonderful's AWP. Alexi on the jump check, but oh my god, they're a little closer than maybe he was ready for. Drops that smoke in, and that buys him time. Spirit have got 3 bodies down towards that lower site. Contact might come elsewhere though, as now Na'Vi look to take some real estate of their own. They actually ease back on the lobby aggression. They're just giving Spirit nothing.
Up the vent would be desperate at this point in the game, but they know that Na'Vi could have multiple players stacked at that B site. Feels like the options aren't very open for Spirit with the control they have. Re-smoke at the door is devastating. They're doing it. Chopper faking lower. Well, where does a bomb even go at this point? Shiro getting a topside kill. That might only tempt them in. Up they go into the A site. Donk goes 1 for 1. 20 seconds. JL, absolute monster performance at the back of the site. He gets 2 kills before Shiro trades, and I don't know if there's time. He's got to hunt down his opposing AWP, and Wonderful no-scopes it for a clean CT half.
Wonderful and JL masterclass here on Nuke. It's them 2 in the top site, and for Spirit, they're feeling, of course it is. Of course we're running in to the 2 best players, the thorns in their side. They're the 2 that they have to try and get past in a desperate up-the-vent take of the A site.
It really is desperate. It really is Spirit running out of ideas. They get all the room in the world. They get Secret, but they don't want to tackle with ramp. They don't know where that AWP is, and that's the fear for Spirit. Is it outside?
Oh,
is
look
it?
at this.
Oh my god, they're
Are they
rushing.
going to go fast? Just a real pace change towards the tail end of the game. They try to explode out into the top site.
Welcome back.
Spirit remind them just how brutal this CT side was. Clean lockout, JL, my god, but surely no more. Donk's already up in the lobby and will put a leash on the beast that is JL.
JL's a freak right now. He's at 39 kills.
It's just that lizard brain, isn't it? Like he's gone full. Just back to raw instinct for JL. Head to head of the captains. Alexi's called the blinder to bring Na'Vi into this position in the first place. You know, he's They're going to be microing a lot of those rotates, controlling a lot of the movements on the CT side. On the T side, it felt like their goal was to try and get in Donk's head out in the yard, and I feel like that has worked for the most part. A quiet game by his standard. Admittedly, it's a very high standard. This would be a good game for anyone else.
I love...
You expect a lot more from the Donk.
I do love that Navi tried that play, you know, it's kind of crazy, but at this point in the game, it does remind them what they're up against. A bit of a slap back for Spirit. But now Navi have to do something a lot more standard, and they'll go for these on-the-fly outside smokes, even boost Wonderful up, trying to get this opening kill at 1:10 on the clock. No lobby control. Zilch. JL goes back to T-spawn to late bait this. They know that back carriage is a very common position. They use that flash to take the main kill. Donk, again, denied. Zontix has to lift them back up, but he can't. And this might be Na'Vi taking their map.
This is the best spot they've been in ever on the T side, man. 5-on-3, just Magics to get past. First kill found as he swings back out into the orb. Eva's gonna catch Shiro over in the heavens, and Magics is silenced. Chopper dead, and so Na'Vi find it with JL and Wonderful keeping this game afloat. It gives Alexi the room to cook up a game they can be proud of. And they steal Nuke away. Now a map closer to that 3-0 and that revenge from Katowice falling in their favor.